Hello, I'm Bruce Miller, and welcome to my interpretations of the Yang short form, and particularly its combat applications. I think you're going to find something here which is different from any other Tai Chi video or training you've seen before. It's going to be concentrated on the martial arts and that only. Now, there's been a lot of confusion about the actual purpose and performance of the Tai Chi forms. I'm not going to make any statements about blame, but we'll say there are a lot of people who've made a lot of money by concentrating on that mysticism and the confusion. Add to that the changes that were made deliberately by the Chinese Communist government since the 1940s. It's no wonder that very few people in the world today have any idea of the real combat power of Tai Chi. I intend to change that. One historical fact, which is not controversial, is that Tai Chi was initially a means of self-defense. It was not meant to be something mystical, nor was it intended to be something which was a show which was beautiful to watch. Tai Chi was developed by martial arts masters with a simple intent of creating a method for defeating an attacker and being a method of self-defense. All the mysticism and pretty flower movements came later, and they came from those who did not understand its real purpose. Therefore, I'm not going to discuss the history of Tai Chi. Not only is it counterproductive to do so, it really serves no purpose in training. However, you do need to understand that underneath all the confusion and showmanship, that if you take away all the glitz and glamour, that martial arts effectiveness of Tai Chi remains. I intend to show you that effectiveness. Based on that, however, you can expect the techniques I'll teach you will not look like anything you've seen before. The techniques will not be as flowing, nor as low, nor will they require any strength to accomplish the technique. They only require that you understand what the move is for and how to do it. Now, I'm not going to imply that my explanations are the only way. You may discover ways that work even better for you. In fact, as I've studied, my concepts have changed. I expect yours will also. So this video is merely a starting point in your understanding, not the final destination. Before we start, however, there are several points which I feel I must cover. 1. I'm only showing you the basic outline, the basic meanings of this video. There are in fact many subtle additions and pressure points that are used in each technique which dramatically increase the effectiveness. I will not be covering these subtle techniques in the basic video because I believe you must master the outline first or you'll have no hope for understanding the advanced level. I'll leave those points to a later discussion and work and seminars. 2. Understanding the techniques of Tai Chi will improve your martial arts because the principles apply to all martial arts. Therefore, studying Tai Chi will improve whatever kata you do. 3. Yang short form is not a subset of Chen style. Regardless of what you heard, Chen was a much younger martial artist that was willing to mix it up, use strength, throws, grappling, and even blows to accomplish his purpose. Yang did not. The short form he created was complete and designed to kill, maim, or destroy anybody that put their hands on him. It uses no throws or punches. What it is a collection of techniques which cause spiral fractures of the leg or neck fractures on anybody that's willing to put their hands on you. Again, the short form does not grapple, punch, kick, or use significant muscular strength to accomplish anything. Thus, it is exactly what it intended to be, a form for older and smaller people who wish to be left alone. It is very deadly, and thus you must practice it very slowly and carefully. Please be aware that I do recommend that you have a practice partner to be able to learn these applications. But again, you must be very careful that you don't hurt your partner. The damage you cause may be irreparable. Okay, now on to the form. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Bruce Miller, and what we're going to do today is teach a little bit about Tai Chi. Now, hopefully, most people who've seen this tape video know a fair amount of Tai Chi. If you don't, however, it might actually be in some ways more useful. The reason I say that is we're going to completely redefine what Tai Chi means. To a lot of people, Tai Chi means a meditative process. It means a way to generate energy, and hopefully down their line of X number of years of study, they can do some self-defense techniques. To my personal way of thinking, I think this is very sad. I say it's sad because martial arts developed as self-defense. And Tai Chi, in my opinion, is one of the most elegant ways of self-defense. So what I'm going to teach you today is the Quan Li Kan definition of Tai Chi. It is probably not the way you were taught. I'm almost certain of that. It is not going to be done exactly the way you were taught. I'm also certain of that. But it will definitely be a way of self-defense. Now what we're going to work on today is Yang style, which is part of the Quan Li Kan system. I do reference this video DVD based on a date because we have been evolving, working on this form and a few other forms for quite a long time. And as we work on them, they get better. By better, it basically falls into the 4 rules we talk about when we talk about all katas. 1, it has nothing to do with size and strength. It has nothing to do with pain. It has nothing to do with your partner cooperating. And 4, it works every single time. If it doesn't follow those rules, if size is important, if the person has to cooperate, if the person has to feel pain in order for it to work, then it just frankly is not going to work on the street against somebody who's schizophrenic, high on drugs, or totally pissed off. You need to be able to protect yourself, not 80% of the time, i.e. not being able to protect yourself when you come up to a non-responder, but all of the time, 100% of the time when somebody grabs you, they need to go down and they need to go down hard. This has been the basic concepts of Quan Li Kan since the start. And we've just gotten better through repeated practice, research, and development of these katas. This is merely one of the upper Dan level katas, which we use in Quan Li Kan. Again, the concept is the principles of self-defense. So I don't care how pretty it is. There's a Chinese concept that Tai Chi should be beautiful. To my definition, being able to go home at night after being attacked is beautiful. If I want to put on an artistic dance show, or even see one, I'll go pay tickets. So if that's what you're looking for, I'm going to sorely disappoint you. If you're looking for a stance that looks beautiful, that takes a lot of power to do, you're not going to find what you're looking for. If you look and are hoping to find a set of techniques that don't require strength, style, grace, speed, or size, then that's exactly what you're going to find. Now, there's one disclaimer. This video should not be seen or practiced by kids. I've said so in the advertising. And that's because Yang style focuses on taking your opponent out of the equation, not by pain, not by disability, but by killing. He literally will kill the opponent. And in the old days, the best of my understanding, the 2 ways to take somebody out of a fight immediately so they could not respond was either a cervical fracture, meaning they broke the neck, or they did a compound spiral fracture of the leg. Obviously, when you break a neck, the person's not going to be able to get up and fight you. If you have a piece of bone sticking through your leg and you're on the ground, and you can't even stand for it, and it hurts so bad, you're not going to get up and move. Even a person who's high in drugs, who cannot use that leg, simply because it doesn't function, cannot get up and pursue you. Simply doing a simple fracture of the leg, they can get up and continue. All there's a limitation is pain. But if the bone is sticking out, if they're non-functional, they cannot continue the fight. Therefore, at 75 years old, when Mr. 20-year-old macho grabs you, if you put him down with a spiral fracture, he's not going to get up and continue the fight. These 2 concepts you're going to see all the way through this. Note is that when I show the meanings of these katas, obviously cannot show them to completion. My students are way too smart to allow me to do completion of these moves. Secondly, I wouldn't continue to have a lot of students. Thirdly, I'd be in jail because they will kill. And even if they don't kill, because nowadays you can surgically fix a compound spiral fracture, they're not about to allow me to do this and then come back to get more. They're smarter than that. They wouldn't have gotten to the damn level if they weren't. So, what I'm going to show you is abbreviated meanings. You'll be easily able to see what I'm talking about and what would happen if I did completion. So partly I will show the start of the movement, then I'll have to stop, let off, and show you the rest of the movement. You can visualize, you can actually see. I'll even be adding some diagrams arrows and markers through post-production so that you can see which would happen. But I'm, again, not going to be able to show somebody slamming down in the right spots or holding their foot long enough to cause the spiral compound fracture. Just a little bit too messy. On the sweep, well, that's a different story. You got to defend yourself or you go home in a box. But that's not what's going to happen here today. Today we're going to show you the kata. I'm going to hopefully show it to you from a couple of different angles. And then I'm going to show you the meanings. We're going to take the meanings apart. Now, the other and last notation I'll get into before we start the kata is the fact that in some moves, particularly part horse's mane and repulse monkey, you're going to find that two moves go together. In part horse's mane, you're going to find that they did 3 moves because it takes 2 to accomplish the move. But you could have used the first one and the second one to accomplish the technique, or you could use the second and the third one. You don't need all 3. In repulse monkey, the first 2 moves, as I was taught, were separate. In fact, they're not. The first 2 moves caused a cervical fracture. The second 2 moves go together to cause a cervical fracture. And you'll see that. The other alteration which we have added, and I realize it wasn't taught to me that way. In fact, most of this kata wasn't taught to me that way, is we've added a knee strike into grass sparrow's tail. Now, this just seems intuitive to us because it enhances the same 4 rules. It makes it much easier to accomplish the technique with absolutely no need for strength. It just spins your opponent that extra 10 degrees and makes it so much easier to use your body weight so that even a small person, I mean a very small person, can take a big person and just drop them in position. The other thing is you're going to have to know that when I say some things are chokeouts, you just have to try them carefully because I'm not going to choke out one of my students. But once you get a person into this chokeout position, they can't get out. So you do have to be careful. If you don't know how to revive somebody, be careful because you will put them out. Okay? All right. With those rules, we'll start into the kata.
Okay, from the back of the opening and part horse's mane. And then right, again going left. White crane spreads wings. Brush knee. And again, left. Play guitar. Repulse monkey. Grass sparrow's tail, first left. And then right. Tap, single whip, cloud hands left, right, left again, and single whip. High pan and horse. Capture, kick, box ears. Kick and punch out. Snake creeps down, golden rooster stands on left leg. Snake creeps down, golden rooster stands on right leg. Fair later works at shuttles. And again. Needle at C bottom. Fan through back. Turn and punch. Apparent closure and closure. First we have the opening. Then we have part horse's mane. Left and right and left again. White crane spreads wings. brush knee, right, and then left. Play guitar. We pulse monkey. Grass sparrow's tail, first left, and then right. Single whip. Cloud hands left, right, left again, and then single whip again. High pat and horse. Capture, kick, box ears. Kick and punch out. Snake creeps down, golden rooster stands on left leg. Snake creeps down, golden rooster stands on right leg. Fairy lady works at shuttles, first right and then left. Needle at sea bottom. Fan through the back. Turn and punch. Apparent closure and closure.
With me is one of my students, hopefully a couple will be on today, but this is Adam Patterson. Again, I'm going to show you some of the meanings of the techniques found in this card. So, if you take the first move, you grab this please, okay? The first move, as we saw, you turn to your right. Well, before you do that, you stick your fingers up the nose, you turn, you come down, and you can smooth break your radials. And it's not going to take the person out, but it sets them up. So that if you turn to your right hand just comes in here. Now you can capture if you want to. Personally, I think it's a lot of work. But your knee comes over and strikes their knee. By turning, you lock up their hands. Can you see that with the camera? It just turns and locks up their hand. Allows you to come over here with your radius. Just the radius portion. You take and you carve down like this. This gives you your hand, which is on the inside, catches their left hand, and basically you're putting pressure on their hand and shoulder. One more time, come up here, locks it up, right hand goes in, knee strikes or locks her hand up by the twist of your body, and you carve, and if I go any farther, you can see what happens to his shoulder. He's in trouble. Well, that's all nice and cute, but that's only the first move. The second move, hold position, if you come up here, you know it comes up here, trades, and actually as your hand comes up here underneath the neck, and you catch and you roll over. So if I come up here like this, like I was, and I trade to here, and I turn back, you can see what the pressure puts on the neck. Now what you need to know, and if you read my electronic book on anatomy, you know that 45 degrees is the critical angle for killing because it causes the upper cervical bones, the vertebrae fracture. This is exactly what we're doing. By causing him to roll in this direction, I'm not only going to cause him to put pressure there, as I step forward and pop it with the knee, I'm going to cause him to fall. And because he falls, it's not my muscles, but his body weight and this rolling action which will cause the neck to break. So in fact, I don't have to be some horrendous weightlifter to rip somebody's neck off. I literally have to put them in a position, which I do with the turn, and then cause them to fall. Which is the reason why you don't do the form to here, you step out to here. Because this steps on the foot, pops the knee, and literally they will fall. Since they fall, because first you're basically rolling them backwards, they're going to fall. Now I can do it from this side and set it up here, or I could set it up here and come back this way. Okay, again, grab me if you would. First time, we set it up rolling like this. I could have set it up here like this, okay, come back in here, start change, and roll back this way. You can see the same position. For the camera, I'm going to turn it around this way, okay? Last time we did it to here. This time we're going to roll it to here, on this side. Okay, starting at number 2, okay? Now we come up on the move and comes back and rolls here. And you can just see the angle, okay? As I come back and I pop the knee, you can see his body reaction, just popping the knee, okay? You have the choice of just directly popping the knee, or you can just move the knee out, which a lot of people, and the reason why they turn. So either way, they're going to do the spread eagle or drop, and that drop in body weight will cause a cervical fracture. Okay, the next move is the meaning of right crane spreads the wings, and I'm going to have to break this apart and show you the sections because if I go through it, it's going to cause too much damage. Adam, come here. Okay, stand this side. All right, somebody grabs you. First move is you're going to step on their foot. Okay, my right foot is going to step on the top of their right foot right there. Go to the groin slap. I'm just turning around a little bit. Okay, stomp, slap. The right hand comes up here and carves their right hand down. Okay, your left hand comes in and slaps the back of their head. Should be a stun move. Okay, you're going to continue to push the head down as you lift your arm up. See the position. But to make it even easier, as I start carving him, I'm going to tap the back of his leg. Okay, and you see what happens. You tap right behind the knee, turn right here. Right there. And you start to go down. Remember, I've already stepped here. Okay, I've already carved here. Okay, tap here, come down. As I step down, I'm going to take my foot off and push this one. What do you think happens to his ankle? I have to lock down, tap, push the head around, lift up the arm, sink down, push up. His foot should stay there because you have all your weight on your foot. And his foot stays there, but he doesn't. Okay, one more time. You grab him. First move you're going to do, step to side, stomp, slap. carve, you stun, strike down, get off, turn. Okay. That's why Kranzberg is mixed. Okay, the next move we're going to work on is brush knee. Now, brush knee can be done from both sides, which is the reason why you have a right and a left. Now, if you take brush knee and grab me if you please, I'm probably going to concentrate on one side. You can extrapolate real well to this side. The hand comes up, and I like to slide it up here because you get that shock reaction. Then I come down here and catch the epicondyles, which are right here. Okay, the bones come up here, slap up, and carve down. Now you see the position. As I turn you, I strike the side of the leg, which should be the poison point. Come back, catch the nose, and I'm going to put you down on the ground, but I'm not going to put you on my knee because you can just see how easy I can guide him right to the ground. Now, if you can figure out that I've got him here and I push the head around, don't try to pull it straight back because they can resist it. But if you push the head around in a circle, come back down, and you guide it across your outstretched knee, the back of the head, just lay down here. I don't want you, okay? So come forward, then come back here. Now you can see what happens to the neck if you do that, okay? So again, I'm catching, grabbing, okay? Come in here, up, down, strike with the knee, push out and around, and then down. Straight snap across the neck. It works both ways, okay? You grab me again, okay? Come in here, strike in, pull down, catch the knee, come back over, around, and again, I'm not going to throw him on my knee, but if I let go, just down, away, continue, back here, and you can see what would happen. The next move we're going to talk about is play guitar. Now, play guitar is an interesting move because one of the components of it is also not only stepping on the foot, but twisting on the foot. And that's very important. So I'm going to take and play guitar. I'm going to take my right foot, I'm going to step and twist on his right foot. And then if you want the advanced move, you're going to bring your left foot and strike the poison point on his right leg. You can refer to my book of poison points. That, even if you miss that point, you're going to find yourself in this position, right, please? Okay? You step here, and I'm not going to do it. I'm going to step aside and find it. Take your right hand, carve it here. Okay? Now, your left hand will come in, slap here, and trade it. You're going to be catching this epicondyle right there, the elbow essentially. I'm right here, push your hand in front, and just bring it across, and I push. I lift up and push, I wind up here. Again. Okay? I step here, I turn, okay? You can already see the trouble, and I can even tap to make anybody else. So, step back here, so keep my feet, step, carve, sorry, step, carve, back here, next here, push it down. Now I'm going to let off the foot, because as I bring him across, what I will do in play guitar is I'll stick my left foot out, and I bring him across, in case he comes flying over there, I still trip. I do not want him to stand up. This is a trip which causes a spiral fracture, compound fracture. So again, one more time. Grab him, please. Step, guard, okay? Come in your strike. Strike. Here, left foot goes out. Step off the foot on purpose. And in case he comes whipping around, which you can't be flexible, my left foot will catch him and flip him down. All right, repulse monkey is another one of the cervical fracture moves. It works by stepping back, which is your actual cue. It is the stepping back that causes the opponent to fall. It is designed of two moves, which then go to the right, and two moves that go to the left. If you watch the move, the first move is you step back with your right foot and you carve with your left hand, and you use a snake technique, which goes in, push the head around. As you step back and you fire forward, you'll cause a neck break. Okay? Let's try it from the right. You grab me. So I step back from the right, it allows me to carve. Okay? Now this is pretty well tied up. You can't get your hand in here like this and do much. But if you use a snake technique, and by that I mean you come in here real easily and you push the head around. As I step back, you can see the fall. It'd be real easy to slide my hand down and just let him fall forward and just snap. You can see that. You can't see, you need to try it. Please be careful. If you try this, you just pop and they're going to die. Okay, again, we're going to try it this time from the other side. Same move, okay? As he grabs me, I'm going to step back, allows me to have the angle. You see the tightness, but allows me to bring my head in and back, and he's already falling. So all I have to do is sit down and pop forward. His body momentum will cause the fracture. It's exactly the same from the other side. Adam, if you don't mind. Okay? If I grab, go on the other side, I step back and curve. Okay? Allows me to open up, put the head around, step back. Okay? And I'm trying to adjust so I don't, because if I just held my position, he would slam into me. Okay? One more time. Okay? Step back, curve. Here. You like this. You can see the fall. Or the other side. Okay? Curve to here. In. Around. And yep. Okay, the next move is grass sparrow's tail. Grass sparrow's tail is somewhat different in the fact that you don't cause them to spin totally. Because if you do, you just totally lose control of the person. You do start out with a card, which brings them around like this. Hand comes up here and catches around the face. Now I'm just pulling the side of the face. Again, the point we add is we strike right there to the hip with the leg, because you can see what happens. It's causing a spin. As I fall back with my body weight, you can see the position they're in. As I just push forward, I'm going to cause a lot of damage. As I roll it across, I'm rolling the neck farther, and I push forward, I'm going to do a lot of damage to the neck. Most likely the guy's going to be totally fractured. What I didn't show you so far, if you grab, okay, let's spin him around, come back here, okay, strike, down here, push here, strike out, okay. Now, if you can step forward on the foot, and as you push forward, and that's the reason why, as you come back, strike up here, come here, you pull him, comes back, and you step, and you push as you're stepping on the foot and causing. And you can see again that will cause massive damage to the leg. Okay, we did it from one side, let's do it from the other side. On this side, you're just coming around. Sorry, just stay there. That's exactly the same thing. I'm just carving up, basically getting one hand off, okay? Coming down, carving the ear, coming up, striking the leg, coming down and fall, and then I push forward. And I have to be careful because you can feel that pressure. Okay? Push here. Now, as I gotta come back, step on the foot, and push. The real power is on the outside hand, causing damage to the leg. Okay, one more time. Just do it from this side. Okay, doing from the kata. Come over. 1, 2, here. Come up, around the side of the face. Okay, strike, down, and right there. And you can feel the pressure at 45 degrees. Now I can snap the neck just by a little push. I'm pushing my waist so it doesn't have a lot of pressure. Come back, step on the foot, and you can feel the pressure on the foot too. It just really causes it. And you're right there, right on the shoulder. So it's really easy to convert that over to a solid push. You don't have to push on the head except for where you're causing damage to the neck. Because as I have you spin here, look at how easy that is to get a really good solid push point. And I'm pushing with my back leg, my hips. It doesn't take force. If you're 4 foot tall, you can still put a good power push. A couple hundred pounds of force with no force at all. 80 years old, it don't matter. Push 3-4 inches. That much distance in your power range. You're on the guy's foot, it's all over. The next move is actually a combination of moves. It's single whip, then cloud hands, and then single whip again. It starts with single whip, which is nothing more than inside the catch and open up. Ready? Okay? The right hand just comes to the inside the catch. Left hand just catches the, and if you fast pushes it open. Okay? The elbow extension. Okay? Pushes it open. Now, your left hand is going to push the nose up as I step forward. The second move is a combination move where you take your left hand and down on the elbow. Right hand pushes the head around just a little bit, but captures behind it. As you step out in the third hand, you're going to strike up right here, and you can just see the stun. Now that's 3 hands of clubbing. The last move is single whip. We come back here, we hook it, and we'll let go on purpose. If I continue pushing the face of it and kind of out, I then break. You can just see the neck break, especially if you have the leg. Again, one more time. I'm going to do the first part fast, okay? And up, and then down, strike here, and I just do the stun, now I'm going to let go. He prefers not to get caught, and then back out. Again, you've got to fall, and it has to be a deep stance. So if you're just going to do like this, it doesn't matter. But you carve it around, put the neck in the elbow here, not up here, in the elbow, push the face around, and pop. The next move we're going to talk about is high pattern horse. High pattern horse is, again, it's a very simple, very fast move. What you're going to do is you're going to step your left foot against their right foot. Okay? Just step, then you're going to come across and turn the camera a little bit to the side so you can see. Okay? Step here, come across, and here. You can just see what happens with that. Now, in compoundation, you take my right hand, and come down here and carve this way, push the face around like that. So you get a combination moves down really quick, step, down here. And you can see what would happen with his leg. This move is down very fast. Okay? So you're not coming behind the head, you're coming in front of the head, you're carving down real simply. All predicated with the trapping of the foot, your left foot against their right foot. Just step out. Should be all over. The next move is actually a somewhat complicated move in the fact that it's comprised of several different parts. It starts out with a capture. The guy grabs you, okay, and both hands come in here and they just capture, so the guy can't leave the pain party. Now, in this case, your right leg first is going to come and kick down like that. All right, as you step down, hands come around, and they come back in, and they strike right smack in the back of the neck, upward at a 45-degree angle. So, essentially what you're doing is here, here, here. It's called boxing. Now, this is a knockout. And minimum, it's going to be a stunt. And it's essential that it is a stunt, because once you have them stunned to here, the next move is you catch the head, you bring it around in a circle, you strike, and then you kick the leg as you push out. And you can pretty well see what would happen to somebody's head. And I'm not going to bring his head all the way around, but you can bring it around here at an angle, and I strike it here, and then I kick out here, he's going down. As I snap the neck out for the final time, I'm going to cause a lot of problem. So these moves are all together. So it does encompass the right side and left side of this one. Okay? Again, guy grabs you, catch down, split down, okay? As I step forward and pop the knee, I come back and strike. This is a knockout. Bring him around here. Now I'm going to let go at this point, because I don't want to have fatality. Strike. Boom. Alright. And that should explain what's going on. As you can see, it is quite educational. Okay, the next move is actually a neck break. It is one that has been taught and very much beautified by the Chinese / health teaching part of Tai Chi. And the move comes around and stands up like that. Well, I'm going to tell you that the backhand spins the neck, comes around. This is going to spin him farther and cut the leg out. And you need to go back to behind the femoral trochanter here. And there's 3 muscles. If you strike them just right, it basically causes a lot of pain and probably enough numbness that the person will really not be able to use the leg. But if you catch somebody and they're here, and I grab it, please. Okay? And I spring them around here like this, okay? And like that. I spin here, and you can see what happens just in a light tap. And what happens, the neck, I can just literally break it. So he grabs me. And a lot of people call it snake creeps down, which is this right there, okay? And he's coming halfway down. The knee, if I can just go over the camera, just come right here, comes right underneath that, strikes, and you can just see what happens. And I'm doing a light tap, and you can see the body reaction, okay? As I come out here, the head goes right there, that critical position, and the neck continues to move. As I come forward, I just cause the pound. You do not have to be strong to move this. It really looks like you're needing more force, but just amazing how much force as you turn your body. Grab it one more time. Okay? As I turn my body like this, carve in here like this, the hand comes up and shoots underneath the neck, comes up. So it's in, carving, boom. And yes, when I was first taught it, they swept all the way to the floor. And you know, it's real pretty. But where I live, there's ice and snow on the ground. And I'm telling you, I'm not going to do a sweep like that, standing on a bunch of ice. If I get mugged outside in the winter, I could easily do this. If I start doing this stuff, well, I'm not even sure that it'll work. I do suspect I'll be the one winding up on the ground. And even taking it from the other side, if you grab it, come down here like this, the leg comes up, strikes, okay? And you can just see the position again, okay? Comes back behind, spin the head around, spin the arm around, strike, and then one more time. This hand carves around a little bit. On the brachioradialis, push the head around nice and deep, strike the leg, okay? Come underneath the neck, and just come forward. And the guy will fall. As you continue to fall, he'll fall, use his body weight to cause the fracture. So you're not having to put a lot of weight. Okay, the next move we're going to do is what we call separate, twist, and push, also known as Fair Lady Works at Shuttles. I have no idea how they got that idea. The name, then I don't know how they got some of these names at all. What separate, twist, and push does, as you come in here and you carve, your hand comes in between and you catch. Now the real force is the stop, twist to your knee, and just move the waist over, and then you push. You grab this, please, okay? I come in here, and this is the carve. This is what makes the difference. Because without this, he really can continue to hit me, okay? So I step forward, and I pop the knee. Now, he was gone before I even had a chance to push the backhand. If I come in here, I try it slowly, turn around, and I push. Now, I've been on the foot, and I'm not on the foot on purpose this time, on all these, because I don't want a compound fracture, but you would see what happens to the leg. Because the guy will twist like this, and he goes forward. See the leg? See what happens? Now, I didn't pop the knee this time, I just stepped in the foot. Okay, grab me. And then come here, and I'm stepping on the foot, and here, for this, I'm going to get off the foot and just do the knee. As I twist around, I push, you see the angle, okay? Right to here. Again, focus the camera, if you would please, from the waist to my feet. And let's do it from this side, okay? Grab, please. And I come in here, carve, and down, and here. I'm not trying to be mean to you, but again for the camera. It's important not to try and hit down. Instead, you turn your body and you carve, and it locks it up here. Do you see the lock up? Okay? Turn the camera. Now, that means he can't leave the pain part. Put your other hand here as I pop here. Okay? And it works the same for the other side. If you do some kind of grabbing, come in here like this, and then again, I'm not on the foot. Didn't even need the other hand. But if it's there, just push it. Okay? One more time. Okay? Comes in, grab. Now, let's say he was trying to hit me with his hand, by the way. Okay? Here, notice, cross extensor reflex, this shoulder comes forward, he can't hit me. Here, push. I was on the foot, what happens in the leg? So again, Fair Lady Works at Shuttles, or separate, twist, and push, is designed to cause a spiral compound fracture. Okay, the next move we're going to talk about is needless C-bottom. Needless C-bottom is a two-part move, where the first move is you basically carve and you step up, okay? Second move, you step forward, pop the knee, you catch the face, and you just strike forward. Now this will cause, you slap the face, turn it at an angle, push it forward. So obviously I can't do this, okay? And I can show you to a certain point. We carve here the brachioradialis, okay? We step up here. I'm not necessarily stepping on the foot, but you sure can. You pop the leg back. Where'd you go? As he comes down, okay? And I carve down here. You can see how the face can come forward. And as I'm stepping forward. Now, I didn't have him pinned. If I had him pinned, you can see the angles completely, okay? Now, come back here, step on the foot, okay? Pop the leg here. And I'm doing this stance because I'm trying to be very careful and not locking him down. Because if I do lock him down, you see what happens in the neck. Okay? Step forward, carve, okay? Right to here, step forward, lock, boom. So, strike. Alright, the next move we're going to do is called fans of the back. And what fans of the back is first off, is the neck capture starts to choke. And then you cut the feet out in the next move, which is punch through, and it actually causes the person to fall. So the guy grabs you, and what you're going to do, the object is to turn your shoulder, come around his head, and catch him here. Now your right hand will go under his neck, your left hand catches him right here, and just chokes him out. And you can just see the position he's at. If I push down hard, I would be choking him out. Okay? At that position, I'm going to let go on purpose here. What you do is you take your back, you're going to step forward in a circular process and step out. That, you just follow that process. You want to turn your shoulder and then back out your hands, shoot forward, and you just see the neck break. Because he will be falling in it. So again, he grabs me, tip the shoulder around, and here, and I lock him up. Now look, the neck is turned a little bit. You see that turn? Come forward, step forward, and I gotta let go. So I pop it, forward, and it'll be all over. Okay? So fans in the back is the neck.
This next movement we're going to concentrate especially on the first part because it's duplicated 3 times. It's called brush horse's tail. It's done first to your right, then your left, and then your right again. Your left hand drops down, going underneath both of their arms as your right shoulder turns backward, pulling them towards you. Your left radial bone carves their brachioradialis as you drop your weight and turn in a C-shaped movement to put most of your weight on your left foot, pushing down with your right hand against their right hand. The first move in white crate springs is to twist from the waist, bringing your right shoulder forward, your left shoulder back. At the same time, your right foot will stomp down on their right foot. Your right hand will slap the groin. Your right hand will then go underneath their right arm at the brachioradialis, and as you twist back at the waist towards your right, it carves down and then across and then up in a circular pattern. At the same time, your left hand comes over the top, striking behind their left ear, pushing forward and down while your right hand lifts up. Your left foot strikes the back of their right knee with the inside of your foot, pushing it forward and to the right as you twist the right with your waist. And then as you push down your left hand to approximately the waist level and your right hand is above that, you then twist back to the left, sink down, and push out, all the time your weight still remaining on top of their right foot. The first thing that happens is you step up, tapping their hands as grabbed you with your front hand. Then you step up, turning your shoulder, and trade hands so that your back hand is now against their hand. Your front hand then snakes up, around, pushing their nose both towards your back shoulder, around in a circle, and then back out as you step out with your front foot and bring their head backwards across your outstretched knee so that the back of their neck will actually strike your knee. This, of course, works with both directions. It is, of course, obviously a neck fracture.